God Does Like Ugly is the fourth studio album by JID, following the EP he came out with earlier this year. It was the GDLU Prelux, which I wasn't actually that crazy about, but I figured that's probably not an indication of the quality of what the quality of his actual album will be whenever that comes out. And not to spoil my thoughts on this album, but I was right. This thing just dropped. It didn't have the features listed initially, which I thought was cool. But then very shortly afterwards, the features were listed within the same Friday that it came out, which, whatever, it's not a big deal, but I just personally, I kind of would have liked if he had waited longer to list the features, and then we could kind of theorize and guess who they were for a longer period of time, even though some of them, like the one on the first track, are obvious. This album, I feel like more than any JID projects as of late, really does tap into his southern roots. He's from Atlanta, and I can definitely hear influences from some old school southern hip hop groups like an Outkast, like a Goody Mob, and even outside of hip hop as well. We do actually have some Latin collaborations on this album. Also, on several occasions, it really does feel like JID is trying to make some kind of statement. Certain songs on here, like Work and Community, where he has just this energy and this prowess to his delivery that really feels like he's trying to prove himself and prove his worth as an artist and as a rapper, which is really saying something after the incredible success, critically and commercially, of the Forever Story. I mean, everyone, including myself, pretty much loved that album. So it really is telling just of JID's artistry to still have that same hunger and that passion and drive for what he does, even after achieving such success. And like the Forever Story, this album has a pretty stellar opening several songs. You Ugly featuring West Side Gun, basically as like a DJ for the song, you kind of like a DJ drama or someone like that, kind of just yelling and chanting throughout the song. Not chanting, but you know what I mean? He's kind of doing that sort of thing. Being like a hype man, so to speak. The production on this song is fantastic, very 808s heavy. I love the little tom fills that we get in the first beat, and then it switches to another beat, and it's even more 808s heavy and bass heavy, and even better. The next two tracks, Glory and Work, are a little more trap-based, and they're both really good too. I especially like the choir chants on Glory. And then we get to Community, which is just such a stank-based type of beat, very kind of slower tempo compared to some of the other songs, especially the ones preceding this, featuring, of course, Clips. I love how JID comes into this song and the energy and anger in his delivery. It really is a big part of what makes the song effective in its message and, dare I say, hard. And then Clips, Pusha and Malice both pretty much equal him in terms of their energy and their lyricism, and it's just a phenomenal track all around. In case anyone's wondering, no, I was not just gone for a few hours, and no, I don't look different or maybe a little bit sweaty. No, this review is not going to come out disjointed at all because I've been here this entire time for one session of recording. So, yeah. Okay, where were we? I also really like VCRs, another really good feature on that one with Vince Staples. The psychedelic type beat with those harp samples and the rimshot snare part. Definitely see the Outkast influence on this one. We do hit a bit of a lull, though, with the next several tracks. Unfortunately, the greatness does not persist. The track Skate has this kind of bouncy, electronic dance beats. I think, based on the lyrics, it seems to be touching on the skate culture that exists in Atlanta, or at least just in the East Coast. It feels kind of totally inconsistent, like it's supposed to be, or trying to be kind of fun and lighthearted, but also like hard. It's a weird mix. I'm also not really a big fan of What We On, sort of lackluster feature from Don Toliver, in my opinion. One of the less memorable beats on the album too. Then Nobu has JID singing in Spanish. Pretty cool. Actually not a bad song, but I think just a little misguided. I don't think him and Jesse Reyes have the best chemistry or the best they could have. We do get a pretty good R&B cut though in the midst of this lull, as I call it. wholeheartedly with Ty Dolla $ign and Black. Great singing on here from all the performers. I think they all have really good chemistry on here. But luckily, to close the album, we do have a pretty strong finish here with these remaining songs, including Of Blue, which is a pretty epic track. It has essentially 3 different parts, 3 different beats. JID finding just several different pockets to fill, different cadences, different flows, just killing it through the whole song. And Mariba kicking off the song beautifully with her beautiful vocals. But out with the pretty stuff, we get more hard stuff with K-Word. JID once again bringing a lot of energy with his delivery, and Pastor Troy as well. And then the album closes with a pretty astounding final song, For Keeps. I mean, truly one of his best outros ever. No question about it. Just a really touching, sweet love letter to hip-hop, to fans of hip-hop, to people in his life who supported him and encouraged him to keep up with it, and ignoring the people who are saying, oh, get a real job, don't do that, you're not going to make it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's a very touching song, hearing these lyrics and this story about his journey to stardom, where he's at now. It's really cool. I don't know if this is what it samples, but when I first heard this song, the beat really reminded me of... Although I would more likely think of Boy with the Gun by Tyler, the Creator. Not that I don't like Bound 2 or Yeezus, because I do, but I just listen to Igor a lot more. And that's God Does Like Ugly, another really good album from JID. I don't really like the middle portion that much, but you know what? It had a great start, an amazing finish. Like I had said before, I love just the hunger that he still shows in his music and in his delivery. He's most certainly a humble man and doesn't seem to be, at least from my judgment, taking any of his success for granted. With that said, I would give God Does Like Ugly a 9 out of 10. I want to know what you all think about it, if you have heard it yet. Do you have any favorite songs? I would say a few for me at the moment are You Ugly. I just thought he really came in strong with that one. Don't take that out of context. Community with the amazing clips feature. And then For Keeps is just a wonderful, wonderful song. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out. With that said, I will get Gav.